right, we'll start with Melissa here in the front row and third seat in.
Hey, Chris. What's impressed you the most about how Willie Green relates to players?
How to what game?
I'm sorry?
Say that one more time.
What's impressed you the most about how Willie relates to players?
Willie?
Yeah.
Willie was a teammate of mine, and not just a teammate. I say this all the time, Willie like a brother to me. Family, his family, his wife, his kids, everything. And to have him as a coach, I couldn't imagine going through this season without having Willie here. Mm-hmm.
Was there like a specific moment that you really like turned to him or that he really helped you out that sticks out to you the most?
Willie just gets it. And when you play in this league, I always talk about that Golden State series when it was Game 7 and his locker was right next to mine, and I didn't have a really good first half, and he was the one who told me, he's like, you got to be more aggressive, see. So he's just always been the guy that I could talk to about anything. He pushes me, and I think for him not only being a good player in his own right, that time he spent with the Warriors on those championship teams, so there's nothing in this league Willie hadn't seen. Yeah.
Dave, you're in the front.
Chris, we're here finally after a tough season, I think, for everyone involved in the league, and there was some criticism from players, including your friend LeBron, about the way the playoffs played out with so many stars getting injured. Thinking back to the tough conversations you guys had to have had in November to get ready for the season to start in December, what do you think about how everything's played out up to this point?
Man, one thing about our league and its players is everything is always a conversation. There's a ton of guys on the executive committee who are working hard on things right now as we speak, day in and day out, traveling. I wish you guys knew all the things that are going on. So decisions that are made as far as playing or not playing, players are always involved in it. Injuries are always unfortunate. You hate to have them, but just like when we went to the bubble, everything was discussed as far as the players and the full body of players. Everything that's good for this guy and that guy might not be the same for that guy, but everything has always been a conversation, and it's going to continue to be that way. So, if people don't like it, then everybody got the same opportunity to be a part of all these conversations.
Mark in the middle.
Chris, what's the last couple days been like? Have there been any phone calls of note or texts that really meant a lot to you? And when you see the signatures behind you, like the NBA Finals, what does that really mean to finally be here?
It's different. Obviously, having practice here, not at the practice facility, but it's still basketball. I think we all locked into the goal at hand, and not much. Just I don't know. It's weird, no games being on. I usually watch games every day, so that's probably the part that sucks. That's probably the part that sucks the most, but I'd rather be playing than not. But other than that, just life.
Any messages or calls or that meant something to you?
Probably. I don't know. I'm usually on the phone with my kids, day in and day out, seeing what they got going on and just getting ready, practicing body work, all that different type of stuff. So, yeah, I don't even know, Mark. I'm
focused.
Yeah.
Back left.
Hey, Chris. Milwaukee traded for Drew Holiday to help them get to this point. What about Drew as a player, maybe even as a person, have you seen that maybe made him such a good fit for them to get here?
Drew's just a consummate team guy. Plays the game the right way, defends, can score. My family knows, like my parents, I think, know his family very well and stuff. And he's just, like a good guy, like a great guy, and I'm sure they're excited to have him, and that's what's going to make this series so tough.
Dwayne in the front.
Yeah, Chris, wanted to ask about Devin and DeAndre's start to the series. Like, they've had strong starts in first round, second round, and third round. Have you seen something within them in terms of the lock in to start a series? And what does it say about young guys first time out having that at the start of each series?
I honestly have no clue how they done started off every series. I think for us it's just about winning games and making sure that we have the right approach as a team. But those two guys are two leaders of our team. So obviously we go off them, we feed off them. But we expect that not only at the beginning of a series, but in the middle of a series, at the end of a series. Like that's why you're in that role.
Just one more follow-up. Saw you out there today because obviously we haven't seen you guys in a practice mode. What was having fun with the guys and all that? Devin's talked about still having fun and not letting it be too serious, but you are a serious person. So how have you tried to relax in this moment?
You're not at practice with me every day. You know what I mean? So I think for us it's balance and whatever it is. You always got to remember this is a kid's game that we play. You know what I mean? So this is a blessing and an opportunity to play this game. So there's balance. I think our team knows when to lock in and when we got to enjoy the moment and enjoy ourselves.
We'll go to Palmer on Zoom.
Next, it's going to be Cameron Cox with 12 News.
Hey, Chris, you talked about at the end of that Clipper game, you thinking about your son to knock down those free throws. I'm just curious, has he given you any advice going into the finals, or what is he telling you?
Shoot, Chris say everything to me. He tell me when I'm playing well, when I'm playing bad. I think that's probably the most exciting part is my kids are of the age that they know everything that's going on. My daughter, who hasn't been a fan of any of my games my whole career, I think that's probably what touched me after the Western Conference Finals, is to see her with emotions and see her so excited. So, yeah, just enjoying the process and all the different moments of it, but ready to go.
Final question is going to be Jose Romero with the Arizona Republic.
Chris, you played with PJ Tucker. You've seen him over the years. I just want to get your thoughts and your take on his game and what he brings to the Bucks and what he's brought over his career.
Yeah, big piece to their team. Them picking up Tuck, I think it's helped them a lot. Tuck's always just going to do the dirty work. Whatever his team needs him to help his team win, he's always going to do that. So it's a big pickup for them.
Thank you, Chris.
Usually y'all would be on the Zoom call. All right. I didn't even know this room was this big.
All right. We'll take first question right here. Kellen?
Hey, DA. Giannis's status is up in the air, but if he plays, that's a matchup you took this season, last season, and you fared well with it. What are the keys for you with defending a guy that unique?
Basically just being the first man on defense, making sure I'm a presence, foul awareness as well, always showing my hands and just matching his physicality. Giannis is a guy who motor is insane, and you just have to match it and compete. That's what it comes down to. The end of the day, just competing.
Thanks for back, Eric.
Hey, DeAndre. On the other end, you'll see Brook Lopez probably defending you quite a bit as well. He's obviously big dude, but part of the Bucks defense is keeping him near the rim. How do you try to find the balance of being tough inside, but also trying to stretch him out and keep him away?
Definitely old boards. Thing I'm great at, just attacking the glass, being relentless on the glass, being the first man in transition. If he crashes, I'll probably be the first man on my end to probably get early seals, just to try to put some pressure on the rim to change the game up a little bit. Angles, just finding good angles on the way I set screens to get people open, pin downs, on-ball screens, just ways so he could guard both and put pressure on them, having 2 against 1.
Back right.
Hi, DeAndre. Is there any moment that already hit you and make you feel like, okay, this is the finals? That's a different atmosphere already.
Walking into here, seeing Mr. Larry on every poster, it gave me goosebumps. I don't know if I was a part of it or I'm just here to look around or I'm just here for the NBA. I do not feel like I'm a player right now, but but I am.
You're a part of us.
Facts.
We're going to go in the front row. Dwayne?
Yeah, DeAndre, you've started each series with a strong game. What has been the key to that, you feel?
Just being relentless, doing what I do best. Just being a presence on both ends. Defenses will get me going. Getting a couple boards off the glass, getting outlets, getting other guys running a little bit, getting a win, getting the butterflies out. That's what really get us going, just attacking early. And that's what we're good at in transition, and, we're good at defense as well.
Okay, we're going to go to Palmer on Zoom for a couple of questions.
Next up is Mark McClune with Arizona's Family.
Hey, DA, with the two games that you played against the Bucks this season, as close as they were, how did the competitiveness of those two games prepare you for the playoffs?
I think it prepared a lot, but at the end of the day, this is the playoffs. Lord knows what they're going to throw at us. It's just mainly sticking to what we do. Sticking to the script, not changing anything, but just being relentless, playing together, moving the ball, and just attacking and transition as best as we can and making sure we clean up the glass on the defensive end.
Next is Greg Moore with the Arizona Republic.
Thanks, man. DeAndre, good to see you, man.
Good to see you, brother.
So what would you say to people who say this whole thing seems like it's coming together fast? I mean, it feels like just yesterday we were at, up in Boise, the NCAA tournament. Now here you are in the NBA Finals. Do you feel like it's going fast, or do you feel like it's been a slow build?
I can say it feel like it's going fast a little bit, but I definitely feel every game, body hurting, all that. I feel every part of this, the physicality throughout the games and just the mental stamina you have to have in between games and the type of reps you have to put in, days you have to remember to rest and not rest. So it's just stuff like that you have to keep in mind.
Next up is Cameron Cox with 12 News.
Hey, DA, good to see you. Your moment with the trophy after the game in the locker room, you were talking about she's so hard to get, got a lot of people talking on social media. Just curious, what's the hardest part about getting to this point for you guys this year?
I don't even know. I could just say it's not easy winning in the NBA. The type of sacrifice you have to put in the preparation before each game, you just have to be consistent with it, and just to have the organization and the group, a team like this, to be on the same page is insane. And, just going through that wasn't easy. It was a lot of adversity and a lot of trials and tribulations to get through where we are today.
In the room here on the right.
And DA, obviously, as a young player, you want to enjoy winning in the West, but how do you make sure that you don't get too caught up those excitement and then get ready for the game one?
I mean, what I do best is, I enjoy the night, and when I wake back up, it's over, it's back to work. If I'm away, by the time I land, I'm done with the win. I'm done celebrating. It's back to work. That's the type of mindset the whole team have, to be honest. Like Coach said, we don't get happy on the farm. The job's not done. I guess the moment's all right. The team haven't been here in a while, but as a group, we know we ain't done nothing yet. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, we'll do one last question here in the second row on 2.
Hey, DeAndre, with having a guy like Jay Crowder on the team who was in the finals a year ago, just what wisdom has he imparted on you guys, and what's the biggest takeaway you've maybe gotten from him recently?
Most of our toughness is because of Jay. The dude is a dude who's all about sacrificing, and, he's the main part of, just sharing the ball and just whatever contributes to the wins, you do it. And he's the main guy at that, and just having him, type of experience he have on dealing with guys like Giannis and AD, he helped me a lot. Just telling me what they like to do and what they don't like, and things they like to do when it comes to drawing fouls, and just him stepping up to the plate as well. Getting on our butts a little bit, and making us step up, and you need a guy like that.
Has he shared anything specific about the finals, specifically like, okay, we've been through the playoffs, but this is going to be an even greater challenge? Man,
he just always tells us to be prepared. From the get-go, we had a meeting, and he was just telling us, he was just locked in on just telling us, the only thing is just consistency when it comes to things like this. It's not going to always go our way. It's not always going to look pretty, but consistency is what kicks in.
Thank you, DeAndre.